She's not gonna make it to 27.
If you're not gonna commit suicide, if that's just like not on the table, why would you even bring it up?
Harry, like, he just looked at me, he's like, "You're gorgeous." And I was like, "Yeah."
First thing an abuser wants to do is get their victim alone.
I go to rehab so I can con my doctors into giving me more drugs.
Oh, I'm so depressed.
So if you haven't already heard, a commentary channel here on YouTube, Dangelo Wallace, posted a video practically exposing a woman named Shallon Lester. Now, I've never seen her on YouTube, but it seems to me like a lot of people have. A bunch of videos that I watched to gather information have said that they've either came across one of her videos or have actually watched her before. So Dangelo Wallace actually exposed her for some really shitty things and some really fucked up things. So naturally the commentary community started making videos and updates about this whole thing. I decided to just gather everything that has happened so far and make it into this one video. So who is Shallon? Well, she has a past of being a public figure of some sort. She went on television. She went on that one lady who fainted once, dressed as Statue of she pretty much talked about celebrities. She kind of transformed from that whole mainstream thing to YouTube, to social media. But one thing that hasn't changed is she still talks about celebrities. At first glance, she just seems like she makes normal celebrity gossip videos, like reporting on stuff. But when you really look into it, and if you watch Dangelo Wallace's video, like, everything just goes downhill from there. One thing Shannon does a lot is lie. And when I say she lies a lot, I mean, like, a lot. Like, every one of her videos, she seems to make up some weird storyline, some weird scenario that she follows and convinces herself is real. Here are some of the examples from her videos.
Some things that I know about Ellen. She is so mean to that wife of hers. Ellen did to her allegedly, that was always so bad, was that she refused to let this woman have a baby. What does that woman do all day? Nothing. She does nothing. Like, they probably have a billion servants and cleaning ladies. She's not cleaning the house. She's probably not cooking the dinner. Like, all she wants is just a baby. You have one person who is essentially a tyrant, right? This is my way, this is the highway. You're not making any money, are you? No, so I make the rules. And I had heard so many stories from behind the scenes that is exactly how she behaved at work. Called this from the beginning. I have a very low opinion of Meghan Markle, and it's sad because I started out loving her. Like, she's so beautiful and she's like shaking everything up. She's divorcee, she's biracial, she's doing things her way. And then I realized what a manipulator she was. She is a woman who took a man away from his family through her own manipulation and machinations. She was in his ear, Markle sparkling him and being like, "You're the true king. You don't need any of them. You're no one's puppet. You're a man all on your own. Look at everything you've accomplished. Look at everything you have to give to the world. Step away from them and towards me, the only person who sees that in you." First thing an abuser wants to do is get their victim alone. Whether they're just gonna take him out in a field and shoot him, or whether they're gonna spend 5 years gaslighting them and removing them from their family so that they have complete opinion control over them. I believe she's a morally corrupt person. All the stuff Meghan has done, right? Meghan and Harry have been behind the scenes trying to beg to Instagram. It's like, well, if we start a new account, just move all our followers over there. And they're like, no, we don't do that. We don't do that anymore. And they're like, but we're special. That's literally what Meghan has been saying. But we're exceptional. We're special.
She always says she has a secret source that gives her all her information, but she never, ever gives proof of anything she says. I think the thing that I dislike most about Shannon, and it genuinely makes me so mad, is how sure she is of what she's saying, how persuasive and aggressive she is of the lies she's saying. I think that's one of the reasons why she has fans and subscribers, because she's so unapologetic that it makes people believe what she says. It's just like she's so aggressive and loud about her opinion or what she's saying that it's impossible to not believe her. And another thing that's very annoying is how she talks like she's doing a TikTok POV or some shit. Like she's acting like the person, and it's so weird. It's like, were you there? Do you know what happened? Do you know these people personally? And if not, which is obviously the answer, obviously she doesn't, and she wasn't there in every single situation she talks about. Why do you think you have the right to talk this way and to claim these things that are, like, obviously not true? Okay, I think it's time for a little break. Let me read you a fan fiction I found on Wattpad. Harry Styles walks by. He sees your beautiful face and he calls you gorgeous. And then he roughly grabs you and smacks you against the wall. Oh shit, my bad. This isn't a fanfic, this is Shallon Lester's story time.
They were walking one way and me and her were walking the other way. And Harry, like, he just looked at me, he's like, "You're gorgeous." And I was like, "Yeah." And he like pushed me up against the wall, and it was like this drive-by makeout. It was like 30 seconds of snogging. And his friend's like, "Mate, oi, come on, Harry." And my friend was up there and she's like, were you making out with Harry Styles? And I was like, I might have just hallucinated. Did I hallucinate that? Did that happen? She's like, "Yes." "What?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And she's like, "Come on, I'm back to the dressing room."
You're really trying to fucking tell me that Harry fucking Styles made out with you? And not only did he make out with you, he called you gorgeous and he pushed you against the wall? Girl, what the fuck? What the fuck? How self-obsessed are you? So this is where it gets kind of dark. She's talking about an interview with Pete Davidson.
Also said that he's a cutter. He cuts his chest and then he hides the cuts with tattoos. Okay. He has only slept... I'm sorry, I have to break them down as we go. I have to break them down as we go. What strikes me overall, and I'll reiterate this at the end, is what he chose to share. I was a cutter. I was a cutter for a while, for a few years, and it is truly one of the most shameful chapters in my life. I don't like to talk about it. I realize I'm talking about it now, but I'm talking about it for a reason, because I've moved on from it and I have the appropriate amount of shame. And that's how we cutters feel. We feel ashamed of ourselves. You feel ashamed of yourself if you were bulimic, and like, you shouldn't to the degree. I don't know. It's like you see other people's problems, you're like, "Oh, that deserves empathy." But when I'm doing it, I'm like, I am a trash panda. Like, what's wrong with me? But I feel the shame, and the shame keeps me from doing it because I have replaced the behaviors, the cutting behaviors, with healthier behaviors. And I don't just like speak about it, and I wouldn't just speak about it to Charlemagne the God when I don't believe Charlemagne asked. I don't think that's on his like typical list of questions. Who's your celebrity crush? Any fun plans for the summer? You ever cut yourself? Like, I don't think this is just...
Now, there's obviously a lot of things wrong with that clip. Starting off with the fact that everyone is different. If you feel ashamed, but somebody else is ready to talk about a problem, it's just so ignorant and disrespectful to try to shut someone up. She literally said, no one asked. No one asked when Pete Davidson was talking about something as serious as cutting. Obviously, she manipulates her audience when she lies to them and like says it in such a confident way that the audience almost feels guilty not believing her. But this way, she manipulated her audience by using a clip completely out of context. This clip, if you play it fully, when she says that no one asked, he actually was asked. He literally asked Pete about cutting. And the fact that she tried to manipulate this in a way to make him look worse, which is a completely different thing. How she tried to make him look worse by talking about cutting when no one asked. Even if no one asked, it's an interview about him and he decided to share something obviously very personal. It's just so wrong and rude. Justin Bieber sex dream. Don't mind if I do. Shallon tweeted in 2010. 2010. When Justin Bieber was 16. Am I gonna try to make out with a gay guy who looks like Justin Bieber? You're goddamn right I am. So in this tweet, not only was this posted in 2011, which means Justin Bieber was 17, but also this part is just so uncomfortable. Like, if he's gay, he definitely doesn't want to make out with you. And I'm not just saying this because of this one tweet. Like, this is something she does. Like, here on her website, like, trying to turn gay guys straight is like a fun little game. I'm just gonna let you read this one. Yeah. Okay. If this wasn't enough, there's a lot of videos pretty much of her saying how she likes to date younger guys because it's easier to control them and make them behave the way she wants them to behave, practically.
Historically have always dated younger guys. My boyfriend before him was 22. One before him was 21. Might have been a 20-year-old in there some point. But like, the best breakup I ever had with someone was with my boyfriend who was 21 at the time. He didn't know enough to lie. Do you know what I mean? He was just very honest. He's like, I don't know that I can give you what you want right now. I'm in school. I'm playing sports, blah, blah, blah. We're long distance. It's too much. And I was like, thank you. Older guys have this idea that you have to just tolerate their bullshit or they're just going to replace you. Dudes my age and older, their motto seems to be, oh, you don't like it when I stand you up? I'll replace you and go back on Tinder, upgrade from model 5 years younger than you. I found that younger dudes take instruction better. And I really do think they take it better because I am older. When I've called boys out, my younger boyfriends out on bad behavior, their response has shocked me. It's, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop doing that. They're adapting in a good way. I'm like, don't do this. You don't waste my time. You don't, because I'm hanging out with other males. You don't do that. Or I can replace you. And they're, oh, that's my line. I told that to girls. Oh. Yeah, shoes on the other foot, my dude. It's not too cool, huh? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Yo, let's get a puppy. There's plenty of them out there.
So you see here how I'm using the word response and not apology, because she posted this whole thing on her Reddit and she did not apologize for anything. She practically brushed it off, and even the predatory tweets, she just kind of put it as silly mistakes. She also lied a lot. If you want to see like more in depth, go watch Dangelo Wallace's video. And she didn't just lie, she also lied about Dangelo doxing her. She practically said he released her private information on Twitter, which never happened. How can you be accused of lying and your response to that is to lie more? A lot of the YouTubers that I saw who made a video on this situation, they kind of, I don't know, stated that they don't think she's a bad person. I heard that a lot. Well, in my conclusion, she is. All these things she's done, it literally proves she's a terrible person. And for some people, it's just hard to understand that there are bad people, and not just in theory. Like, you can see them in front of yourself. Like, it's okay to call people out for being terrible people. I'm not saying they can't change, but they did what they did, and it makes her a horrible person.